Alright, what's Gucci, everybody? What's good? What's up? Shouts out to everybody who's seen Avengers Endgame. These are spoilers that I'm going to talk about because I thought about something. I wanted to talk about it, wanted to bring it up because I had an issue with this. And it's truly the weight of the whole Infinity Saga and the Infinity Stones that lead up to this, where I found issue with. Okay. This is about the Thanos blowing up the Infinity Stones and the whole big deal about the Infinity Stones being needed in each reality for each reality to flow properly. Now, this is my issue with this. So, you have at the start of spoilers obviously. You have at the start of Avengers Endgame, Thanos from our timeline that was in Infinity War that developed with the other characters and defeated them. He blew up 6 Infinity Stones. These are the same Infinity Stones that was used to that in part created the universe as it is. They made up of time, space, mind, soul. Soul dealing with death and everything, and reality. And I'm over here like, okay, he blew up 6 stones. The universe about to get messed up. So I was wondering, there was a 5-year time jump, right? And from what we seen, people were still able to live their lives. It was just less people in the universe. It was still just less people. Doesn't mean there's the universe was in weird was having weird cosmic spikes or whatever. The solar system was perfectly fine. Everything was fine. The only thing that was wrong was Thanos wiped out half the universe and people was emotionally hurt. So I'm like this. The Ancient One stated in this movie, if you take a Infinity Stone out of our reality, which we need for the reality to flow properly, you're going to create a branch reality. In doing so, hurting this reality. But Bruce Banner said this: if we momentarily take, well, I'm paraphrasing, if we take the Infinity Stone for the time we need it, and when we do our quantum travel, to you it'll be like blah 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 blah. The times are different. Now, what Bruce Banner said, if we take the stone, use it for what we need to do, and we bring that stone back to the exact time we took it at, your reality will flow consistently. So, I'm like this. Why, if Thanos could blow up 6 Infinity Stones, nothing happens in our universe within this movie? Because remember, there was a 5-year time jump. You would think within a 5-year time jump, there would be crazy things going on with reality, with time, with space, just strange things going on. I don't know, planets blowing up out of nowhere or something. They're just being weird, and the sun going just weird things going on. Remember, these are the same stones that was used to in order to build the universe, give life to it. So I'm over here like this. Thanos can blow up 6. And everybody was living for 5 years perfectly fine. They were just emotionally damaged. And then you get to the Ancient One and Bruce Banner, because Bruce Banner acknowledged, if we take these stones out of this universe and we just keep them in ours, we're going to mess up that reality. Now this is my problem. Thanos blew up 6 stones though. So what happened to the universe? It was still perfectly fine as is. And still, our timeline does not have 6 Infinity Stones. So how is our reality still standing? To me, that made no sense. Because the Ancient One emphasized you need to return that stone once you're done. You need to return it. And I'm like, wait a minute. This reality needs 6 Infinity Stones. They went by 5 years without 6 Infinity Stones in this reality. And I'm like, what do these stones mean, bruh? What do these stones... Thanos destroyed 6 Infinity Stones. He destroyed 6 Infinity Stones. I'm like, do they mean anything? Because what do they mean? He blew up 6, and the universe didn't get any worse than it already was. I'm like, whatever. These stones don't mean nothing at this point. Shit. You have phase 1, phase 2, phase 3 surrounded around Infinity Stones. And by the time we get here, Thanos does something on a magnitude, destroying 6 Infinity Stones, and the universe is still standing. whatever. Oh, another thing I wanted to talk about. The whole the Iron Man's death. Now in this film, I felt Iron Man's death was done in an awkwardly strange way. Because if you look at it like this, there was a bunch of heroes fighting on a battlefield. The heroes were going to win the war because Thanos took out a majority of his troops. When Thanos rained fire, he took out a bunch of his troops. So the heroes, they had even less enemies to fight, and more of his troops. He shot down some of his ships, his troops, his people, which means the heroes and the heroes were shielded by by Doctor Strange's students with their shields. So I'm over like this. You guys was pretty much going to win. But this is where you get, because, the power scaling, it was all messed up, and the power scaling went for retard. Now I'm over here like this. It's very convenient that Tony Stark and Thanos were alone, but you got Giant Man on the battlefield. You got Captain Marvel. Well, she got hit by the power stone and got knocked out. Trash. You got Thor with 2 hammers that got served up. Whack. Captain America got punched by Thanos in the face and was still alive. Captain America went to sleep and got punched by Thanos. But this is my problem. Tony was left all alone in front of Thanos. Doctor Strange, who's on water control duty, stopping a flood. Why can't you have your students do that? Why don't you, Doctor Strange, go over it? It's Tony's death was so forced that, like, even Doctor Strange was looking at it. I was like, Doctor Strange, you really about to let Tony die? Make a portal, put it over Thanos' arm. What the freak, bruh? Tony Stark's death was so whack. It was like, the way he went out was so dumb. It was like, where are the allies at? Where's all these heroes at? He was by himself. It was like, does nobody not see Thanos over there with Tony Stark, bruh? Everybody, this is how the final battle should have went. All the heroes, all the strongest, should have saw Tony. And you know what? This is what I would have preferred. You know what? Nah. This is what I would have preferred. Thanos doesn't even get a chance to ever put the glove on. They take the glove. Somebody flies away. Thanos tries to get it. You got, like, the rest of the heroes all looking at Thanos. They all close in on him. Thanos is in the middle. All these heroes run up on him. They about to just body this dude. And they just do some epic, huge combo on him. And they just take him down. But what I would have wanted... Now, this is how I would have wanted the final battle, how Tony Stark's death to play out. I would have wanted Cap to have Mjolnir. And he's going head up with Thanos again. And then Cap's fighting him. He gets boom. He gets pushed back again. Thanos about to take his sword and stab him. Tony sees it, and for a split second, Tony's like, damn, I need to act. Tony Stark rushes in there, flies, catches Cap, but catches Cap and flies away. But in the midst of when he gets in front of Cap, Thanos stabs him, stabbing Tony, and he puts a big freaking wound inside of him. He flies away with Cap, and he ends up on the floor. Cap looks at Tony's wound. He sees Tony blood. He has his blood loss. He's like, Tony, you good, Tony. And then Tony, he just, passes out for a while. He passes out for a while, not necessarily, I wouldn't say pass out, but somebody else comes to comfort him. Cap gets mad. He looks at Thanos. Thor sees it. Cap looks at Thor. And then Cap looks at all the other heroes. And then Cap's just like, he signals them. Like, let's rush this dude. All these heroes rush him. You got Captain Marvel coming. You got Cap coming. You got Thor coming. You got Black Panther coming. Spider-Man. Everybody just comes and rushes Thanos. They all get their hits in. They just wreck this dude. They literally demolish this dude. Like, beat down. Like, gang bang beat down. They see him. They go rage mode. They take him out. And then you see Thor. He takes his hammer. Takes the final blow. Boom. Cuts off his head again. And then boom. Thanos is dead. Because the way... Alright, I'm not saying I'm a better director. What I'm saying is, the way Tony died was so forced. Because Doctor Strange looked at Tony and was like, oh, go die. He didn't say that, but he's like, Go die. What? Go die. You need to go die. And I'm like, y'all forcing his death so bad. Does he got no allies on his battlefield? Where was Giant Man? Where was Wasp? Where was Okoye? Where was everybody at, bruh? And Thanos took out a majority of his troops anyways. They was gonna win the battle. But this would have happened. And the fact is, the way they scaled the power, bruh, they literally should have had all these heroes go at Thanos. Like, just go at him. You know, you could have even done that with the glove. Sure, Thanos could have snapped his finger, but you just have so many heroes, all freaking. It was like what, more than 30 heroes. They're all just Thanos knocks back 2, 3 more come up. Thanos knocks back 3, 4 more come up, and they just all coming at him. And then they start to hold him down. They take him down. They snatch off the glove, toss it. Thor takes his hammer, smashes Thanos' head. Boom. That's what I wanted to see instead of that. But, you know, Thanos stabs Tony because Tony saves Cap from getting killed by Thanos. And they just all go rage mode on Thanos. Gang bang, wreck this dude. But that's what I would have wanted. I felt Tony's death was forced and could have been done better because I'm like, where are these heroes at, bruh? Tony's right. Does nobody not see Thanos with the glove? Is it only Tony there? I'm like, what the freak, bro? Where you at, Pepper? Whatever. But, you know, I thought about, well, especially the biggest thing was the thing about the Infinity Stones. I was over here like, Thanos can blow up 6 stones and the universe is still intact. But the Ancient One emphasized that you need to return our stone because we need it for our reality to function properly. Meaning, you need Infinity Stones in your universe, your reality, in order for it to function properly the way it should be. There was an emphasis on it the Ancient One made. And Bruce Banner also emphasized at the end of the movie, Cap, we need to return them stones. So, what happened? I guess they're not as important. Because I'm just saying, the way Thanos just blew up the stones and they're able to live 5 years without nothing really happening to the universe. There's no weird alignment change with how the solar system works. Reality is fine. Time is okay for the most part. And I'm like, whatever. But hey, that's just how it is. That's just how movies go. Like I said, I still give the movie a B-. But, you know, yeah. Well, B- for fan service and emotional acting. That's really what saved the movie. Other than that, the script and character choices are so sloppy and choppy. It is. The way it's written and the character choices are so choppy and sloppy. That's my same problem with Infinity War. These heroes get hyped up for 10 years and they're making some dumb decisions. And hell, even Doctor Strange, bro, in Infinity War. Doctor Strange has the ability to open up portals from other planets. So I'm like, Doctor Strange, why didn't you guys just leave Titan and go back to Earth when y'all was losing? Because the way this timeline played out, was the purpose of this timeline playing out was for Tony Stark to make a sacrifice that was unnecessary? And was it for Captain America to get old and go sleep with Peggy Carter? Look, I get they're trying to make a happy ending, but the way they set up the happy ending was like, are you serious? What's the bigger purpose of the plan? There's no bigger purpose from what I see in Endgame. Endgame has shown me no bigger purpose. It hasn't. The only thing they did was try to revive the population, but even at that, I'm over here like, Doctor Strange. When you guys had Thanos tied up on Titan, you could have chopped off his arm with your magic, and like this, that 14,605,000 is bullshit because it makes no sense. You're telling me you cut off Thanos' arm in Infinity War, he will still beat you? Because that glove only fits on the left hand. It don't fit on the right. And if Thanos has one arm, how is he going to body Drax? How is he going to body Iron Man? How is he going to body Doctor Strange? How is he going to body Spider-Man? How is he going to body Mantis and Star-Lord and Nebula with one arm and no Infinity Stones? He's at a huge disadvantage. Sure, he might be strong, but he's at a huge disadvantage. And I'm over here like, you could have ended the movie at Infinity War. Like I say, Endgame is nice, but it's a sequel that's not built up properly with a bigger purpose. It's just built up for fan service. It doesn't have a bigger purpose. Because at the end of the day, Doctor Strange's plan was, hey, let's wait on this rat to step on a button to have to give us the device to save us all. And then you do that BS time travel, which they should not have done in this film at all. Very easy scapegoat to fix the solution. Basically, Marvel Flashpoint. But look, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna end this video there. It's your boy K Dot, the first Black Super Saiyan to ever have Spanical, spread that peace, love, positivity, and all that jazz. Don't do drugs. Like I said, the movie's a B minus, but like I said, B minus. Don't do drugs. Peace, love, positivity all the time. Deuces.